Holy shit. He said what?
Harry and Meghan are leaving the palace to become financially independent. And you see, this is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family. Yeah, she looked at Harry and she's like, "Nigga, you need to get a job. You a grown-ass man. You can't still be living in your mama's house, Harry."
That moment, when you're watching The Daily Show, expecting the usual political commentary, when suddenly, Trevor Noah locks eyes with the camera and delivers a line so savage, it changes everything. You see, this is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family. The audience erupts, but this isn't just another royal joke. This is the moment Meghan Markle's carefully constructed image begins to crumble. What happened next wasn't random. It was a coordinated comedy assassination that would turn two of the world's most famous people into permanent punchlines. From late-night stages to viral TikToks, every major comedian suddenly had Harry and Meghan in their crosshairs. And once the laughs started, they never stopped.
Queen has announced that Harry and Meghan can no longer describe themselves as royal. And I won't lie, if I was Harry and Meghan, I'll be like, fine, then we'll be known as Royale.
Trevor Noah didn't just roast Meghan and Harry. He performed surgery on their public personas with the precision of a master comedian. As a black South African who understood racial dynamics better than most, Noah did something brilliant and brutal. He flipped Meghan's race narrative on its head by mocking it himself, effectively neutralizing her biggest defense weapon. The genius was in the details. Noah painted Harry as a jobless prince living off mommy's money, complete with his signature impression. She looked at Harry and she's like, "Nigga, you need to get a job. You a grown-ass man. You can't still be living in your mama's house, Harry." The audience lost it because Noah had captured something everyone was thinking but couldn't say. But Noah wasn't done. He dissected their royal exit like a business transaction.
Now the big question is, if Harry and Meghan come to America, where are they gonna live? Everyone wants to know. I think they'll move to LA because Meghan is an actor and then she's gonna wanna work again. And then Harry can just join the cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yeah, just be like fighting on TV. "I know what you said about me, Denise. Say it to my face."
Imagining Meghan networking her way through Hollywood parties while Harry begged for cartoon voiceover work. The image stuck because it felt true. Two celebrities desperately chasing relevance after walking away from guaranteed fame. The knockout punch came when Noah addressed Harry's job prospects.
What's funny is that no matter what job Prince Harry gets, you realize he's still gonna be Prince Harry, right? Can you imagine being his boss when he screws up? Like, what do you call him in and say? "Prince Harry, get in here, your majesty. You blew the Henderson account, my lord. Clean out your desk and may God save the Queen."
The punchline reduced a prince to a bumbling employee, and suddenly Harry wasn't tragic or noble. He was pathetic. Once Noah lit the fuse, every American comedian smelled blood in the water. Since the release of his memoir in January, Prince Harry has found himself a target for comedians. In stand-up specials and late-night shows, Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon turned the couple into regular monologue material.
Last night, 17 million people watched the special, which means the biggest shows on TV this weekend were all about powerful women and redheads. 17 million.
Saturday Night Live went nuclear with their recurring sketches, featuring Mikey Day as a clueless Prince Harry.
Careful, Harry. I spilled some essential oils on the floor. Hey, it's the husband formerly known as Prince. Any luck getting a job?
Oh, they had me driving for Uber Eats, but there were too many damn rules. Don't touch the food, don't taste the food, drive on the road.
I'm sorry, Rowdy Reddy.
Bumbling through talk shows while cast members mocked their Netflix deals as unwatchable garbage. The damage wasn't just the laughs, it was the permanence. These weren't one-off jokes that disappeared after a night. They became recurring bits, embedded in sketches, monologues, and viral clips that lived online forever. If American comedians roasted Harry and Meghan with playful celebrity satire, the British comics came armed with personal vendettas.
We know what that means.
She wants to be famous. She found the guy to make her the most famous in the world, and now she's over there and she's like, if she didn't marry him, she would be on The Bachelor this season. She would be Megan M. from Sherman Oaks barista. She's just that lucky.
These weren't just jokes. They were homegrown takedowns from people who grew up under the monarchy's shadow and had no problem swinging hard. Andrew Schultz delivered the coldest dismissal in comedy history. I mean this sincerely, Prince Harry and Meghan, America don't give a damn about you. We don't. The brutal honesty made audiences gasp before they laughed, because someone finally said what everyone was thinking. Mickey Glazer crafted an alternate reality so vivid it hurt. If she didn't marry him, she would be on The Bachelor this season. She would be Megan M. from Sherman Oaks, barista. The image of Meghan grinding for reality TV roles instead of royal titles struck a nerve because it felt like the truth everyone was avoiding. Simon Brodkin, known for mocking public figures to their faces, reduced their entire Netflix documentary to one cynical sentence. Before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs. After watching it, I hate them. The brutal summary captured what millions of viewers felt but couldn't articulate. But the British comedy scene had a secret weapon that American comics couldn't match. They kept coming back. Unlike US comedians who moved on to other targets, British acts recycled every Sussex interview, every Netflix clip, every podcast soundbite into fresh ammunition. In the UK, mocking Harry and Meghan wasn't just entertainment, it was a national sport. When Britain's legendary satirical puppet show, Spitting Image, turned its attention to Meghan and Harry, it wasn't just another roast, it was character assassination with felt and foam. The show's puppets were designed for maximum damage. Meghan with her exaggerated glamour and constant scheming smirk, Harry as a pampered manchild who needed help operating a TV remote. The genius of puppet satire was that it could say things human comedians wouldn't dare. One sketch featured the couple plotting career ventures that sounded like late-night infomercial scams, mocking their Netflix deal as nothing more than a quick cash grab. Another segment had Meghan promoting wellness smoothies so disgusting the other puppets physically gagged. But the most devastating portrayal was subtle, showing the disconnect between their public struggle speeches and their real-life mansions, private jets, and celebrity circles. The puppets captured a truth no press release could erase. Harry and Meghan's post-royal image was so ripe for parody, it practically wrote itself. These weren't throwaway sketches that disappeared after broadcast. The puppet clips lived online, racking up millions of views and embedding their caricatures into pop culture like permanent stains. Viewers weren't just laughing at jokes, they were watching their perception of the couple being systematically rewritten in real time. Jimmy Carr has ignited a fresh wave of controversy after likening Prince Harry to rapper Kanye West during a stand-up performance. But Carr's most explosive moment came earlier when he delivered a joke so controversial it shifted the entire conversation about comedy boundaries. Known for pushing limits, Carr walked onto that stage with the confidence of someone who knew exactly how far he was about to go. His setup was efficient, his delivery razor-sharp, but the punchline landed with the force of a scandal. Carr tapped into buried fears in the British public psyche, making references to the royal succession that had audiences roaring before freezing as they realized how close to the bone it actually was. The specific joke can't be repeated here, but its impact was immediate and lasting. Online, the clip spread like wildfire, splitting opinions down the middle. Supporters argued it was just dark comedy doing its job. Critics claimed it was reckless and potentially dangerous to plant certain images in people's minds. The backlash was swift. Think pieces, radio debates, TV pundits weighing in from every angle. But here's the twisted irony. The outrage only made the joke more famous. It wasn't just a throwaway gag anymore. It became the definitive too-far moment in the Harry and Meghan roast timeline, the line in the sand that proved comedians weren't just mocking them for laughs, but because they'd become a cultural flashpoint everyone wanted to claim. By the time professional comedians finished, the internet didn't just join the pile-on, it completely hijacked it. TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter became 24/7 roast arenas, where clips of Meghan and Harry were chopped, remixed, and repurposed into brutal, bite-sized content. The spark was a single awkward moment from Meghan's Netflix series, where she corrected actress Mindy Kaling on her name pronunciation. Creators slowed it down, replayed it, and captioned it into viral oblivion. That one clip became a meme template for every overcorrecting moment imaginable, with Meghan's face pasted onto scenarios worldwide. Parody cooking videos emerged, mocking her curated lifestyle segments with spotless kitchens, designer aprons, and tips so impractical they felt like self-satire. One viral skit showed a Meghan lookalike giving budget living advice while sipping champagne in a palace-sized living room, perfectly capturing the disconnect viewers sensed. Fan-made music videos remixed their interviews into auto-tuned dance tracks with titles like Royal Reality Check. The creativity was endless. And unlike professional comedians with PR teams to worry about, these creators were anonymous, global, and absolutely relentless. Every new Sussex appearance became raw material for the internet's collective sense of humor, which proved far more vicious than any stand-up stage. The couple's narrative was no longer theirs to control. It belonged to millions of content creators who found them endlessly mockable. Beneath all the laughs, memes, and late-night punchlines, comedians had exposed a fundamental truth that no PR spin could fix. Victimhood makes me laugh when someone is clearly not a victim, as comedian Tim Dillon put it, capturing the core contradiction that made Harry and Meghan such perfect targets. They positioned themselves as victims of relentless media intrusion while building an entire post-royal career selling access to their personal lives. From tell-all interviews to behind-the-scenes Netflix specials, the hypocrisy was too obvious for comedians to ignore and too glaring for audiences to unsee. Every heartfelt statement about seeking privacy was immediately undercut by a new photo shoot, podcast appearance, or book deal. Their wealth and celebrity status made even genuine struggles seem tone-deaf, creating an unbridgeable gap between their carefully crafted image and the everyday reality of people they were trying to reach. This wasn't about one scandal or misstep. It was about a fundamental mismatch between the story they wanted to tell and the reality people could see. Once audiences sense that kind of contradiction, every move becomes potential comedy gold. And in the social media age, that's a trap nobody escapes, because the internet doesn't let contradictions die. It loops them, captions them, and laughs at them forever. The couple's grilling by South Park shows their transition from serious celebrities to objects of ridicule. What started as Trevor Noah's surgical takedown became a cultural avalanche that transformed two of the world's most famous people into permanent punchlines. Trevor Noah may have fired the first shot, but what followed was an all-out cultural ambush. American comics, British satirists, puppet shows, and millions of online creators systematically dismantled Harry and Meghan's public image from every possible angle. The comedy revealed contradictions their PR team couldn't hide and exposed truths their carefully staged interviews couldn't erase. In 2023, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were spoofed by pop culture shows and celebrities more than any other. But the real damage wasn't just being mocked. It was becoming the kind of celebrities whose every move risks becoming the next viral roast. The question they'll face for years isn't whether they can control their narrative. It's whether anyone can reclaim their story once the world decides it's funnier without them. Because in the age of infinite content, once you become the joke, the punchline never really ends.